Joining us now is Okpe with stories trending around the world. Ojineka
Good
is
morning.
here.
Good morning, Dr. Abati. You look lovely in your grey suit.
Thank you.
Good morning, Tundu. How are you?
My favorite color.
Thank you.
I'm great, thank you.
Just to brighten your day. Thanks. Rufai, good morning.
Hi, Oji. How are you?
I'm doing very well.
You're looking, you know how you're looking. You're looking wonderful.
Well, thank
Great.
you. I appreciate
Take
that.
away, like they say in local parlance. Take away.
Well, all right. Good morning to you, viewers. Here are some of the stories that are trending across the globe. In the United States, a judge on Tuesday dismissed the indictment against Steve Bannon, the one-time top strategist of former President Donald Trump and recipient of a presidential pardon. In India, a couple who chartered a passenger jet to stage a mid-air wedding and violated coronavirus restrictions by taking more than 160 guests on the plane set Twitter abuzz. In Zimbabwe, a chief has ordered the exhumation of the country's former president, Robert Mugabe's remains, to be reburied at the National Heroes Shrine in Harare. The chief accused the late leader's wife of breaking local custom by burying him at his rural home in 2019. In Nigeria, a video of a beach on fire in Lagos State left onlookers amazed. Under sports, it's a baby girl. Team Lagos Taekwondo Pomse gold medalist at the Edo 2020 National Sports Festival. Aminat Idris gave birth on May 21st. Finally, under entertainment, Rashay Gray, the Empire series actor, have been sentenced to spend 10 days in an Arizona county jail after pleading guilty to assaulting his wife. Well, let's begin what's trending with reactions to the comment made by the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, who has come under fire on social media for saying that the country is expecting 12 fighter jets to help fight insecurity. The governor, while speaking at a monetary policy committee meeting in Abuja, expressed concern over the negative impact insecurity on the nation's economy. The governor went further to state that the federal government and the United States had signed a pact that resulted in a government-to-government acquisition of military equipment, and that out of the 12 fighter planes expected, 6 are to arrive to the country in the month of July and August. While many Nigerians have shared mixed reactions, we'll take a tweet from Kola, who wrote, "This government makes me laugh. Is it now the central bank governor's function to talk of military hardware coming on Sunday, or to talk about how to bring inflation down? Assets are depreciating. Naira has lost value. Exchange rate is high. He's talking of military hardware." Over to you, Dr. Abati, for your analysis.
Well,
I thought
quickly,
he made some points, though.
Well, I mean, some of those comments against the CBN governor may be unfair. I always talk about context. The CBN governor was having a press conference after the Monetary Policy Committee meeting of Monday and Tuesday. And it was while he was addressing some of the questions raised that he made this particular point that people are reacting to. And what he said, for context purposes, is that your economy cannot grow
Correct.
if there is a high level of insecurity in the country.
Correct.
And that's, straightforward enough, it's commonsensical enough. But what those who are criticizing him have done is to take the issues, out of the context. And his point is that the CBN has the Anchor Borrowers Program, under which about 5 million farmers are benefited across the country, and that those who have chosen banditry as a profession, they have an opportunity under the CBN schemes, the Anchor Borrowers scheme, the SME scheme, the support for households, and that they could be better engaged. And it was in that context that he said, look, Nigeria is also making an effort to ramp up the fight against banditry and terrorism. And he then referred to how, the government is trying to get this hardware to be able to combat, terrorism. However, I understand the concern in another context, which is that these days, and I made this point earlier, you find the CBN governor, apart from the MPC matter that he had talked about, he talks about agriculture, he talks about security, he talks about other issues, right? Now, so the worry is that, look, the CBN may be overstretched. And if the CBN is overstretched, will it lose its focus on its key mandate, which is focusing on monetary policy? So, but, I don't think he should be crucified for expressing concern
Well
to
said.
the extent that his concerns are related to the state of the
I
economy
think so too.
and output growth.
Because there is no way that there will be insecurity in the country, and the inflation rate will definitely be.
About how government officials work in silos. Now
Correct.
that we're seeing an attempt to work in concert, some people are still complaining.
Correct. We'll take another story. In the wake of the ban by southern governors on open grazing, a video of a man lamenting how a herd of cattle invaded a community in Cross River State has made the rounds on social media. Let's take a look.
Guys, it's not up to 24 hours since the governor of Cross River State joined APC. And this morning, in faraway Wanikade, I've been standing here at the front of St. John's Catholic Church, Wanikade. And this is exactly 1 hour. This herd of cows have been passing here for more than an hour. And if you can look ahead of this camera, you can see that many more are on their way. And I tried to speak with one of the herders who told me they don't know where they are going to, only the Alhaji who knows. And that Alhaji was still in the big town. I'm suspecting the big town to be here. And this road actually links to Benue State. But interestingly, they are not heading on to the Benue route. They have branched off into the famous Wanikade market. We don't understand who is directing this traffic and the reason for this mass migration of cows at this very point in time. I don't know if this is the APC that the Cross River State has become. I don't know if this is the development that the governor talked about for future alignment of the state for future development and growth and security. All that we know about here is that these cows have always brought hardship and pain upon those who have hosted them. Security in Wanikade is all out, and they have insisted that no group of cows is staying in. As you can see, members of the church have aligned themselves all across because some have already entered my farm. That's my yam farm over there. Multi-crop farming. Yam, cassava, melon, okra, corn, everything is inside there. They have branched there before church members came out. You can see the youths lining up by the road, making sure that no one branches into the church compound any longer. This is what we woke up to this morning.
Rufai, this is the exact reason why ranching has become imperative. I mean, what is that?
Oh, you didn't have to see me laughing. As the guy was talking, you were going, we've become a Federal Republic of Malu. Malu. This was the... We asked the governor when he came here to talk on this. He said he can't speak about it. You see the hypocrisy of our politicians, eh? It's I don't know. Let me speak big English for the governor. The hypocrisy of our politicians is like having a bout of bovine spongiform encephalopathy, which means mad cow disease. That's like the hypocrisy of our politicians. It's like mad cow disease. This is a big problem in his state. But because he's joined the APC, he couldn't talk about it. That's why we always call for ranching. There's Obudu Cattle Ranch that started in 56. Were those cows going to Obudu Cattle Ranch? Obviously not. They were disrupting the livelihood of people and they were going to their farms. Look at them. Disrupting the livelihood of people. After some people will remind us that section 41 talks with free movement. Talks about free movements. That's the free movement. So those cows, those malus are citizens, Abi. Disrupting the livelihood of other people. Disrupting their farms. And we asked the governor when he was here, he said, no, I can't comment about it. You see, there's something called media trust. When you call somebody to talk about something, it's only that thing he talks about. You didn't tell me you're going to talk about open grazing. Only God knows how much the people have lost We can't keep living like we have bouts of bovine spongiform encephalopathy. We don't have mad cow. We should sort out our problem. Anybody that wants to rear cow or cattle should ranch.
Correct.
Simple.
Very well said, Rufai. We'll take our final story. It's a story that has caught the attention of many Africans at a time when there's a debate on the practice of polyandry. An African woman married to 7 husbands, who is also a traditional healer, shares her story in this documentary by Afrimax, which has now gone viral. Let's take a listen to a short clip before we come back for a discussion.
She lives differently than most people you have ever seen. She has never cut down her hair ever since she was born. She says she brings dead people back to life. She married 7 husbands and says she might add more if elders ask her to do so. Interestingly, she lives peaceful with all those 7 husbands. How did she manage to do this? Do they live in harmony? As you know, I don't control myself, and living with many husbands was an order from the elders. That was when I was given these superpowers. The elders commanded me to make sure and produce more and more children. And I was told I should not have more than 1 child on 1 man. And that explains the reason why I had to marry more than 6 husbands. So far, she has built 7 homes for these 7 husbands. And she adds that if the elders tell her to marry more, she has no problem of having more than 7 husbands. Because I built each and everyone a house, I visit whoever I want, and I satisfy their needs. There is no husband who has ever complained about anything, and none of them can dare try cheating on me. My superpowers can show it to me before it happens, and before one thinks of it.
Tundri, you know, this can only happen because she's a powerful spiritualist. This is impossible. I can't believe it.
You mean if they try to stop her, she will smite them, OG? She will smite them, Dr. Bati. I don't know if you have a problem with her because she keeps them satisfied. She's providing for them. Are you going to hate Dr. Bati?
I cannot wait for Dr. Bati's take on this story.
Well, I mean, it sounds so unbelievable.
Yeah.
But let me start from the theoretical end. This is, she calls herself, they call her the woman with the 7 husbands. You know, in the Bible, there's actually the story of a woman with 7 husbands. It's just that's in Luke 20, 27 to 38. But in our own case, there's also in the book of Tobit, the story of Sarah, the daughter of Raguel. But in both cases, these were women who were involved in a system of liberation. 7 husbands died, one after the other. And you also have women who are serial polyandrous, people like Zaza Gabor, people like, some of those, Elizabeth Taylor, so they just move in the course of their lifetime from one man to the other woman. That's serial polyandry. Now, also in some cultures, in at least 50 societies in the world, you have, polyandry. In the Himalayas, in Tibet, in north of China, in Nigeria until 1968. We had the Irigues in northern Nigeria who also practiced polyandry, which is a woman having multiple husbands. In Kenya, polyandrous relationships are allowed. They are not expressly banned. And it looks like this woman is from Kenya, a Maasai. Among the Maasai, polyandry is allowed, even if it is not a very common custom. But what makes this strange is the fact that there is spiritual powers, attached to it. And the tape talks about how she receives instructions from elders. And she was boasting in the video that none of those 7 men would dare cheat on her and that they cannot run away. And each time the elders tell her to take another husband, she can take the husband, just pick whoever she likes, and the man will never say no. So it's some kind of zombism, a polyamorous zombism. Because you see those guys, it's like they are under a matrimonial bondage.
They look like
they are like slaves.
They look like
These are sex slaves.
You're right.
And according to her, the elders allow her to have only 1 child per man. So which means that if the elders tell her to take more husbands, she will take more husbands. But she's the one in charge, she controls them. It's a different view of matriarchy.
Yes.
In a continent, in the cultural milieu, whereby the dominant mode is patriarchy. And now we have this matriarchal character who is equating herself to Samson in the Bible. And she says her hair, is where her power resides.
Yes.
But essentially, what makes her different from all the other examples that I have given? Even in Yoruba land, to be honest, in some parts of Yoruba land, you hear some women saying, one husband does not fill the cupboard. Cupboard. But that I've given you the translation.
Correct.
One husband cannot fill a woman's, wardrobe. And so you have a woman, for example, even some of these young women, they are practicing polyandries. They will have a sugar daddy who pays rent. They will have an aristo who fuels the car. They will have another boyfriend who is in charge of clothes. They will have another one that they use as a zombie. They send on errands. They will have another one.
Oh, wait. How do you know? That was the question, Rufai.
I know what is going on in the society. I know what is going on in the society. So this is the kind of situation in which, but what makes our own different is the shamanism attached to it, is the necromancy, is the fact that she's a witch doctor, is the witchcraft that is involved in it. That's what makes it different. So she's in a power relations with those men, and she's fully in control. She may look like a superwoman, but I don't know whether there will be some women around us who may be inspired by her example.
Dr. Rufai, your take on this
Dr. Bati, I just want to ask you, is this a higher version of the spiritual kayamata some ladies are using now?
I don't know what you guys are talking about. You both are.
Oji, you don't know spiritual kayamata?
What are they talking about? Which women are you guys
You have not heard of kayamata?
Kayamata. Oji.
Kayamata. The politics and economics of kayamata.
Kayamata.
Okay, don't let us go there.
I am of the impression. I think that it's what is good for the what? How do you say?
Goose is good for the gander.
If men can marry more than one wife, why can a woman marry
Well,
more
in
than
South
one
Africa,
husband? Yes,
there is
that
a
was the
green
debate
paper
that we were having.
that has just been issued on equality in marriages.
Yes.
And South Africa is trying to come up with a law
Correct.
to allow women
Correct.
to marry more than one husband to ensure the equality of the sexes. But I don't know how that will work. If that becomes law, I hope there won't be a combat and violence in where. Because it's not every man that will become a zombie in circumstances like
We should learn from her, though. But
Anyway.
that's all I have for you guys on What's
Thank you,
Trending today.
Ojineka.
I'll see you guys tomorrow.